Retirement. If you keep your pension fund invested and draw down from it, the timing of any subsequent stock market crashes can have a huge impact on how long that pension fund will last, and therefore on the level of your financial security and freedom in retirement. You see, you could be unlucky and the first stock market event might occur at the point of retirement, or you could be lucky and it might not happen for a number of years. I'm Andrew Neligan, and in this video, I'm going to show you how the different timings of stock market crashes can have a big difference in how long your pension fund lasts. And then I'll explain what you can do about it to minimize these risks and make sure your pension fund lasts as long as possible. To show you the impact of stock market crashes on pension funds in retirement, I'm going to use some financial planning software, and I've created a fictitious couple, Timothy and Tina Test, and they are 59 and they are going to be planning to retire at the start of next year. So Timothy works at the moment, Tina doesn't, and he earns £60,000 a year. Now, as is often the case with couples that I meet, there's a disparity in how their wealth is balanced. So Timothy has 500,000 in a pension fund that he's built up over time, but Tina doesn't. But they will both be entitled to a full state pension when they get to their pension ages. And Tina has some premium bonds that she inherited when her parents died. And the only other, keeping it simple, the only other item I have in this is their ideal lifestyle will cost them £30,000 a year, and they want that to keep pace with inflation. So the cost of their lifestyle will go up by 3% a year. And Tim is a medium risk taker with his pension fund. So he's invested in a portfolio that is 60% invested in global stock markets and 40% in government bonds. So a classic 60-40 split. Now, I've run a number of different scenarios. This first one assumes there's no stock market crashes at all. So the portfolio will grow at an average net return of 3.8%. So that's after charges. So if we go to, let's see, what you can see here is this chart is showing the relationship between the income that they're receiving from their sources, so two state pensions when they start, and his earnings, and then the pension fund when he draws down on it, because they've got to find a way of meeting their £30,000 a year. So, for example, if I strip away the blue, you can see this is the cost of their living. So in the first year, their expenses are they're £30,000 plus taxes, and he's got 1 year left of salary, £60,000. But then he retires, and so they're living off their pension fund. And that will continue to be the case until state pension kicks in here, this dark blue. So we've got two lots of state pensions. And for the purpose of the planning, I'm assuming they live to age 100. So these orange bars here are where they're having to live exclusively on Tim's pension, and then they just need to top up the extra cost of their lifestyle that isn't covered by state pensions. And so the fact that when we can't see any red here shows that they're comfortably meeting all their costs through their pensions, which means at the end of their lifetime, it's forecasting, allowing for inflation, that they'll have about 150,000 left of the pension and about £40,000 worth of the premium bonds. That's real terms. But the important point here, as we know, as we've experienced through the past 5 years with COVID and the cost of living crisis, Liz Truss's and Kwasi Kwarteng's mini budget, and then the Trump tariffs, markets don't go up in a straight line. They go up very volatile at times. So some years are positive and some years are negatives. So this is actually a bit of a false picture. They can't expect just a straight line growth, even if the average return is about 3.8%. Sometimes it will be much higher and sometimes it'll be negative. So we need to demonstrate that what the effect of stock market crashes might be. So what I've done here is built in every 10 years stock market crashes that mimic what happened in the period from 2000 to 2003. So we had the tech bubble bursting, and then we had 9/11, and then we had the Second Iraq War. So it was a very volatile period. We had 2 years of double-digit losses, and then there was a period when the markets recovered significantly. So we put this in the plan to stress test it to make sure that Tim and Tina can fund their lifestyle from Tim's pension without fear of running out of money. And we're going to have the first market crash occurring 5 years into retirement. So he's got a period of growth before it starts to get tested by market crashes. So now when we look at the chart, you can see actually it's got to a point in time we've got some red. So this is suggesting that he won't have enough money. They're going to have to make some lifestyle adjustments during retirement, either in the earlier years or towards the end, to make sure they're not going to run out of money. Because when we look at the value of the assets, you can see the pension fund runs out when they get to around 96, 97. The premium bonds are still there because they're there to act as an emergency fund. In reality, if they ran out of money, they'd have to spend them. But you can see the effect of the market crashes here when we've got these dips here. So if we go into 1 year, you can see average growth is 3.8%, but then we've got double-digit loss, followed by another double-digit loss, and then a big recovery. So there's going to have to be some adjustments either now or later if Tina and Tim are going to live to 100 and they don't want to run out of money and maintain their lifestyle. But that's allowing for some growth in the early years. What happens if they're really unfortunate and their retirement coincides with a market loss right at the very start? So it's something that we in the financial planning profession call sequencing risk. It's just the sequence of events and what impact that might have. So now if we look at the timeline, you can see the first market crash starts here. We've got the same number of crashes, same frequency apart. I've just shifted them all forward by 5 years. And now you can see what effect that has. They run out of money much sooner in their early to mid 90s. So it's just showing you the fact that if you have a market crash at the time you're drawing down money early in retirement without the ability to boost the retirement fund through growth, you're exacerbating the losses because you're withdrawing at the same time. And so they're going to have to make much greater adjustments, either spend less, work longer, take more risk, or find money from other sources if they can, if they're going to make sure they can live their ideal lifestyle for the rest of their lives. Now, this is a very simple case. There's other things that we haven't taken into effect, and they might have other sources of income. There's downsizes and properties that they can do. We haven't thought about other costs that might come in. It was really just to paint the picture to show you how important it is to consider sequencing risk, the effect and timing of market crashes when you retire. In the next video, I'm going to explain some of the strategies and tactics you can take to minimize that risk. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please click on the thumbs up button. If you've got views, opinions, experiences that you want to share, please do leave them in the comments section. If you want to receive more videos like this as and when I produce them, please do subscribe. And if you want to know more about how I help my clients plan and live their ideal retirement free of money worries, please go to neliganfinancial.co.uk. In the meantime, thanks for watching.